All right, guys, one of my favorite driver videos we've ever done today. This is a really important part. We're going to dive into it right away. Make sure you put this in your swing so you could drive the ball great in 2026. And let me know down in the comments down below what you think. And if you have any questions, enjoy. All right, guys, in today's video, I want to share with you a driver concept and drill that I did with a recent student of mine that he had amazing instant improvements with. And it's something that I've been working on my own game with as well. And what I told my student who wanted to improve their driver, and you can try this as well today, the best drivers of the golf ball get the club head as far away from them as possible on both sides of the swing without their head or upper body going with it. The best drivers of the ball get the club head as far away from them as possible on both sides without the head going with it. Now, we call that a wide arc. Wide arc. We're going to show you some Rory, some great drivers of the golf ball, and I really want you to hone in on where the club head is relative to their torso at about this hip high, hands hip high in the backswing and hands hip high on the way through. And getting that wide arc does a couple things for us. We know with driver, like we talked about in that last video, we want the club head to approach the ball from low and slightly inside. To hit the ball in the middle of the face, hit it high, far, straight, consistently solid. We want a really shallow delivery. Getting the club head from high and outside into the ball is not good for anything. Low and inside is good for basically everything. Now, I was working with my student. I want you to think about this as well. Doesn't it serve to reason if I want the club head into the ball from low and inside, that I would have that working through this hip high, and especially to start the swing, on a wider angle. Imagine if I did the opposite. Again, I'm going to guide you through how to do that in a moment. But imagine I got real narrow and I was looking like this. Now, this is a crazy example. See, the club head's way up high. My hands have gone nowhere. I'm going to come into the ball from very steep from there. Short, inconsistent, poor contact, maybe missed to the right. That might be you. But if I can start to learn how to get this arc wide on both sides, on the way back to start, on the way through for the first half, okay, before I release it up, that gives me the best chance of success. In order to have this wide arc, I told my student, I'm going to tell you, there's really two key variables we must do, and it starts with the shoulder motion. For me to get the club head as far away from me as possible in the backswing, I have to use my lead shoulder to transport it back there. So if I do it correctly, and I'm thinking like left shoulder away from the target, or lead shoulder behind the ball, okay? Slightly down, but mostly away. Look how wide I can get that. Now try that with me here. Notice where the club head is. Now, if I do the same thing and I don't use my shoulder at all, how wide is that? Not as wide. No shoulder, no width. Shoulder back, look at how much wider I can go. So I've got to use my lead shoulder back to get the width. The second part is what we call long arms. And what that means is when I go back, as my shoulder goes back, if I want to get to about hip high, we'll show the Rory, hands about hip high, look at the arm here, specifically the trail arm. My trail arm is fairly straight. It's not lock straight. It's really not way bent. It's pretty straight. How about my wrist? Still not really that hinged at this point. Okay, left shoulder goes back, that gives me width, but long arms give me width too. Now imagine I make a backswing with the left shoulder back and long arms, and now I bend my right arm a lot and I bend my wrist a lot. Now, how about that? Is that more narrow or more wide? That's more narrow. Is more narrow going to come down on a steeper angle or more shallow? Steeper. Is that good or bad? Bad. So I want here, left shoulder back, arms wide, right arm's wider, it's still soft, it's relaxed, no tension there, and the wrists are still pretty wide, okay? This will give me the widest halfway back. Now, if I needed my shoulder to go back away from the target to get width on the way back, what do you think I need with my trail shoulder to get it forward? I've got to move my trail shoulder forward to get the width on the way through. Left shoulder had to move back to get width. Right shoulder has to move forward to get width. Left shoulder back, arms long. Right shoulder through, arms long. Not a lot of wrist hinge there. Left shoulder back, arms long, wrist pretty wide. Right shoulder through, arms long, wrist pretty wide. Does that look like if I made a swing with that, it'd be pretty easy or pretty hard to hit level or slightly up? Should look pretty easy. Now I've got to add some pieces to get some speed here in a moment, but that should look pretty easy. What about if I did this? No left shoulder back, no wide arms. How does that look? Okay. So to start with, as we're hitting here, I want you to think shoulder back, arms wide. Shoulder through, arms wide. Shoulder back, arms wide. Shoulder through, arms wide. I'm trying to get the club head as far away from me as possible on both sides of the arc. And in order to do that, I have to have my shoulder lead the way. Left shoulder back, arms wide. Right shoulder through, arms wide. And that's going to be piece number one. But what I'm trying to do here is build things in, and specifically I'm trying to build things in for me that make the downswing easier. And so the more I get this first half of the swing right, really the less I have to do the way through. Okay, so the left shoulder's back with arms wide, the right shoulder's through with arms wide. Now to layer on top of that, because you'll see some good drivers of the ball if we kind of look at their right head or right hip, any motion they have away, they might have a little motion away from the target, but it's during this very first phase, okay? From there, then, as they complete the turn, we'll talk about in a moment, but any shifting is early. So I said, hey, we could have a little bit of pressure shift with this, right? I use this with my student, feel this with my own swing. As the shoulder goes back and the arms are wide, I've got a little press into my right foot. As I go through, my shoulder goes forward, arms are wide, I got a little press into my left foot. Shoulder back, arms wide, press into the right. Shoulder through, arms wide, press into the left. That's pretty simple. Shoulder's got to go back, arms wide. Shoulder through, arms wide. Little press into my right as I go back, shoulder back, arms wide, little press. Shoulder through, arms wide, little press. Now I do a lot of the follow through stuff without any thought. I don't do the backswing pieces as well. So for me, I've got to really think the backswing pieces. My student, he did the backswing pretty good. He needed more of the follow through. You got to kind of see where you fall here, but showing you both ends of the spectrum. But for me with the backswing, it's shoulder back, arms wide, little press into my right foot. Any shifting I'm getting done in this very early part of the takeaway. Remember, I want the club head as far away from me as possible without my head and body going massively that way, but I give a little bit early during the takeaway. That'd help a little bit with speed and power, kind of make it a little more athletic. So the shoulders back, arms wide, little press into the right foot. Yeah, and that was very solid there. That's kind of my normal, probably about a 5-yard draw shot. So for me, right, I got to feel more the backswing. And the more you get the backswing correct, get some of that shoulder back to get the width here, you're going to get some nice natural pieces in early transition. And then obviously the key is to get that width back in the follow through again. But I like that mantra, shoulder back, arms are wide, a little press into the trail foot on the way back, shoulder back, arms wide, a little press into the trail foot. And that's another really solid one there for me. Sort of what you should feel if you do the backswing part right in the first half, you should get, you call it like free speed in transition. So you can put some intention on the first part of your swing and not have to think as much on the way down and through. Or, like I said, if you're someone who did this other video and now you're getting through the ball really well, but you want a little bit more distance to it, you can add this early in the backswing. So I was working with my student on this same thing. He said, Eric, I get that, totally good. Okay, I get the shoulders got to go back to get width. If I don't do that, I've got no width. If I've got no width, I'm gonna hit too far down. I lose distance, not a solid, totally get that. Said I get the arms got to be wide, right? If the arms fold, too much hinging, no width, totally get it. Get the shifting part. He said, but once I go from here, I kind of don't know what to do from here to the top. And I said, well, let's think about this. When I go back and I do left shoulder back, arms wide, little press, I don't just keep the club going back and up forever, right? It doesn't look like this. There's got to be some in component or round. So really what you'll see, Rory's a great example of this, is the club will be nicely in front early, left shoulder's back, good width, little pressure shift. And from about this hands hip high, what we're gonna do is complete the turn and get our depth. And when I think complete the turn,
and get our depth, kind of just looking for the hands to be somewhere just behind the right shoulder. We can show Rory, with a pretty full 90-degree shoulder turn. So I'm doing this first motion, pressing into the right, shoulders back, arms are wide. Once I'm getting my hands about hip high, I'm going to finish the turn in the depth and then just let it go. If I'm thinking about two things on the way back, I got to kind of just let it go on the way down, right? But I'm still trying to do the same thing. Shoulder back, arms wide, shoulder through, arms wide, right? Shoulders got to go. But to complete the backswing part, let me get the shoulder behind the ball, some good width and a pressure shift. I'm just going to complete my turn in depth. For me, if I do this right, I should draw a little bit more. So I get that first half right, then just complete my turn with it. Shoulder back, arms wide. That's the main feel. And I mean, I crushed that. That's probably down the right edge of the fairway, high and far. For me, very solid, very noticeably easy in transition. Like I mentioned, when you do this well, this is really to hit the ball solid, high, and far. It's so much a direction thing. But when you do this well, you should feel like, man, my transition feels kind of easy and effortless the more I get these backswing pieces. Okay, one more just for the road here. Shoulder back, arms wide, not a lot of wrist hinge. A little pressure shift into the right. So my head and hips are going a little right early. Watch the Rory. Complete the turn in depth. Shoulder back, arms wide. Complete the turn in depth. And from there, I'm just kind of letting it go. Letting it kind of throw out this way as the, if anything, on the way through for me. Shoulder back, arms wide. Just complete the turn and depth. And there's another one. I mean, that might be through the range. Very solid, right? Like that's about as high and as far and as solid as I can hit it. Now, like I said, I need the backswing stuff because I'll tend to not turn and the arms get too narrow, and I have issues there. A lot of golfers do. So if you like that other video and you're swinging through really good with that and you like that, just add this backswing repertoire. But understand, wide arc with drivers good. You'll see most all the best ones do it. And you're just looking from hip high to hip high. You got to get the shoulder back to get width. You got to get the shoulder forward to get width with some long arms. The hinging and the turn in depth happen from hip high on the way back and hip high on the way through. So that's driver. It's really how to hit driver solid and pound driver. I would say take these pieces and try them and work on them, but find a great coach. Find a great coach near you. Come see me in person. Go to cogornogolf.com, send your swings in, work with someone online. Do something just to help you identify the priorities. These videos are designed to help you all get better, but it takes it to a whole nother level. I would love to be your coach, but any coaching would make me happy. Any questions, always, just leave a comment down below. If you want to watch more like this, check out this video next.